Okay, so first I am going to explain about Sunway's company background. So Sunway was established in 1978 and grown from a tin mining enterprise to one of Malaysia's largest and most formidable conglomerates company. They have 9 main business divisions with 50 locations worldwide and over 11,000 strong employee base. They start to commence operations in 1986 to develop Bandar Sunway in Petaling Jaya. Today, Sunway maintains property development and constructions as its two core businesses and key contributors to their profitability.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Atra Syuhada binti Harun and I will present about management approach of Sunway Group Berhad. Let's go. There are 4 factors must be considered in having segment reporting. First factor is nature of product or service. It is referred to the type product or service provided. For Sunway Group Berhad, they provide property development, property investment, trading and manufacturing, construction, leisure, and healthcare. Second factor is nature of production processes. It is referred to how product and service are provided. For Sunway Group Berhad, property development segment developing innovative residential, commercial, and retail properties. For property investment, this division commercial segment hold a diversified portfolio encompassing office tower, university campus, and student accommodations. Sunway Group Berhad construction segment involve integrated service from building, civil and infrastructure engineering. For trading and manufacturing business, they provide products such as hoses and fitting, heavy equipment part, and heavy equipments. Healthcare divisions provides medical healthcare such as outpatient and day surgery. For quarry division, they produce ready-made concrete and other construction activities. The third factor is type or class of customer of product and service. The type of product or service provided are different from customer to the customer. For example, construction and healthcare segment, the target customer depend on satisfaction of service provided to the customer. And the last factor is method used to distribute the product or provide the service. The method used by the company to distribute the product and service from customer to the customer is also depend on the type of product or service. Different type of plant, machinery, and motor vehicle are used for project for the construction, property development, and trading and manufacturing business. Type of segment of Sunway Group Berhad is business segment because the business is focused on providing a group of related product and service, and that is subject to the risk and return that are different from those of other business segment. The Chief of Decision Making or CODM is a person who can assess performance of each division and responsible to the allocation of resources for each division. Referring to the Sunway Group Berhad, we can conclude that the CODM of the company are CEO of each division and Group Managing Director, which are Datuk Lee Weng Ken, the CEO Healthcare Division, Mr. Chun Soo Kyong, Group Managing Director Construction Division, Mr. Wong Fut Chai, CEO Trading and Manufacturing Division, Mr. Lee Chuan Sen, CEO of Quarry Division, Mr. Danny Ngang Boon Liang, CEO Building Material Divisions, and Chan Hoi Choi, the CEO Sunway Mall and Theme Parks. It is because of responsibility of CEO are making major corporate decision, managing the operations and resources of the company. Meanwhile, responsible of Group Managing Director is operating unit, organizational effectiveness, and implementation of board policies and decisions. The CODM must responsible to identify the nature of business of both production and service, identify the existence of manager responsible for the business activity and the information that must have to be presented to the board of directors.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Siti Maria Mashidi.
Next, I am going to explain about the process to identify reportable and non-reportable segment. The first step is to apply the 10% threshold test. The 10% threshold test must meet any of the following quantitative thresholds, which are revenue, profit or loss, and also assets. All of these three must be more or equal to 10%. If the operating segment does not meet the 10% threshold test, the segment will not consider as a reportable segment and will be disclosed under all other segment category. However, management may designate the segment to be a reportable segment if it's believed that the information about the segment would be useful to the users of the financial statements. The second step is to apply the 75% total revenue requirements, which is the combined external revenue of reportable segments must be more or equal to 75% of the total external revenue of the entity. However, if it is less than 75%, additional segment is to be included as a reportable segment. This is to ensure that the entity comply with the 75% threshold test.
The first step is we need to identify which segment is reportable and which segment is non-reportable. So, how to calculate 10% threshold test? First thing first, we need to identify total internal plus total external revenue each segment divided by total revenue from all segments. If the percent we got is more than 10%, then it will be deemed as a reportable segment. After calculating 10% threshold test, we can see that segments such as quarry, healthcare, property development, and others is less than 10%. Then, it will not deem as a reportable segment. However, only property investment decision, construction, trading and manufacturing investment are reportable since it passed 10% test. The next step is we need to follow up with 75% test in order to determine whether the external revenue of reportable segment is more than 75% or less than 75%. So how to calculate 75% test? We need to add all external revenue from reportable segment divided by total external revenue from all segments and times by 100%. We will get 3041686 divided by 4780447 times by 100%. Equal to 63.63%, which is lower than 75%. Based on the 10% threshold test, we can see that only property investment decision, construction, trading and manufacturing, and investment are reportable. However, their combined say only 63.63%, which is lower than 75%. Therefore, additional segment, which is healthcare, that has highest external revenue among non-reportable segment, will be identified as reportable segment so that it will fulfill 75% requirement of external sale. Since we include additional segment, which is healthcare, we can see that it passed 75% test, which is the new percentage is 75.86%. So the next thing is we need to construct a new segmental report, which we only need to take data from reportable segment only. As we can see from the table, total revenue from all reportable segment is 6318465. However, for the total profit for all reportable segment is 336415. Meanwhile, after deducting non-controlling interest, the profit attributable to the owner becomes RM578965. The most important part, the total asset for all reportable segment is RM26909,363. While the total liability for all reportable segment is RM192,863.51.
Hi, my name is Noor Alia binti Zabri. Today I will show you the advantages and disadvantages of segment reporting of Sunway Berhad. conclusion, Sunway Berhad operates 8 different segments in its business. Each segment does meet the aggregation criteria as they have similar nature of product and services. The segments in the group are property development, property investment, construction, trading and manufacturing, quarry, healthcare, investment holding, and others. In this company, the chief operating decision maker of the company are the person who are responsible for the allocation of resources and assessing the performance of the entity's business unit. After conducting a revenue test for the segment, the company has 4 reportable segments and 4 non-reportable segments. However, in the segment reporting, the company may have advantages and disadvantages. The advantage of the segment reporting to the company is segment reporting provide better assess the risk and the returns of the company. As we know, the financial information can affect on how the investment are allocated. So the disclosure of financial information can make the investor believe of the risk and rewards. Next, segment reporting also provide better understanding the performance of the company, which means that it helps the investor to understand the business and its cash flow. It also helps stakeholders to get better understanding if the fluctuation that may affect overall number. Last but not least, the advantage of the segmental reporting is transparency, which means that it can reveal areas that are more profitable than the areas that are less profitable in the business, especially if business operate in different categories or geographic areas. Which also means that managers cannot hide any unprofitable ventures. So the disadvantages of segment to the company is misunderstanding may occur among investors. This is because the company is made from different segments, but the investor need the information as a whole to make a decision. So if there is any information lacking to the investor, an investor may give up his investment opportunities due to fails to understand the business. The next one is potential detriment to the reporting company of disclosing information about individual segment. The investor to external users might have difficulty to understand segment information, and it may cause wrong conclusion in investment decision making. The reason why this is happening, it is because the information developed for the internal management users only.
This preparation of interim report consists of 2 methods, which are integral method and also the discrete method. So for Sunway Berhad, they use the discrete method for their basis of preparation. The interim financial report is unaudited and is prepared in accordance with MFRS 134 and paragraph 9.22 of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad listing requirements. The interim financial statement should be read in conjunction with the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2018.
Next, the accounting policies used in the preparing of interim report. The first one is MFRS 16 leases. As a result of adoption of MFRS 16, the existing requirements for a lessee to distinguish between finance lease and operating lease under the MFRS 17 are no longer required. This standard introduces a single accounting model requiring lessee to recognize the right of use of the underlying lease asset and the future lease payment liabilities in the statement of financial position. For a lessor, MFRS 16 continues to allow the lessor to classify lease as either operating lease or finance lease and to account for these 2 types of leases differently. Subsequent to initial recognition, the right of use assets are measured at cost less any accumulated depreciation, accumulated impairment loss, and adjusted for any remeasurement of lease liabilities. The right of use assets are measured at an amount equal to the lease liabilities. Next, adoption of Amendment to MFRS 128 long-term interest in associates and joint ventures. Amendment to MFRS 128 clarified that an entity applies MFRS 9, which is financial instrument to long-term interest in an associate or joint venture to which the equity method is not applied, but that in substance form part of the net investment in the associate or joint venture. This clarification is relevant because it implies that the expected credit loss model in MFRS 9 applies to such long-term interest. In applying MFRS 9, an entity does not take account of any losses of the associate or joint venture or any impairment losses on the net investment, recognized as adjustments to the net investment in the associate or joint venture that arise from applying MFRS 1 to 8 investment in associates and joint ventures.
An interim statement is a financial reporting covering a period less than 1 year. For Sunway Group Berhad, we discovered that they use quarterly interim reporting because of every financial statements issued by company presented every quarter, which is every 3 months.
The interim financial statement for fourth quarter of Sunway Berhad must include, for the first column, it will be current period and the second column will be comparative period. For the first statement is statement of financial position. However, since we prepare for the fourth quarter, it will be from the first day of accounting period until the last day of accounting period, which is 1st January of 2019 until 31st December of 2019. For comparative statement, we will choose statement of financial position as at 31st December 2018. Why? Because for comparative statement, it must be from immediately preceding year, which is the most recent year before 2018. So, it will be 2018. For statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, for the current column, it will be from the 1st of October 2019 until 31st December of 2019 because it is the fourth quarter, the current interim period. Comparative statement, it will be from the 1st October 2018 until 31st December 2018, which is the same quarter from the most recent year. For the second requirement, it must be cumulative interim period. So, it will be from the 1st January of 2019 until 31st December of 2019 because we prepared for the fourth quarter. So, it will be from the first day of the first quarter until the last day of the fourth quarter. For comparative statement, it will be from the 1st January 2018 until 31st December 2018. It also applies the same concept as current column, but it will be from immediately preceding year or the most recent year, which is 2018. For statement of changes in equity, for the current column, it will be from the 1st January of 2019 until 31st December 2019 because we prepare for the fourth quarter and it is mentioned that it must be cumulative interim period. So, it will be from the first day of accounting period until the last day of accounting period. For comparative statement, it will be from the 1st January 2018 until 31st December 2018, which is the same period but from immediately preceding year. For statement of cash flow current column, it will be from the 1st January 2019 until 31st December 2019 because it is mentioned that it must be cumulative interim period. So, it must be from the first day of first quarter until the last day of the fourth quarter. For comparative statement, it will be from the 1st January 2018 until 31st December 2018 because it must be comparative cumulative interim period, which is the same period but from immediately preceding year or last year.
Last but not least, I am going to show you the effect before and after adjustment. Here is the extract of the statement of profit or loss for Sunway Berhad. Let's say Sunway Berhad bought an asset at a quarter 3, so there will be a change in the unaudited condensed consolidated income statement for the period ended 31st December 2019, which is in quarter 4. The amount of depreciation will increase from 1.5 billion to 1,540,000 since last quarter. Sunway bought a new asset into the company.